Hello everybody, my name's Llama Joe and welcome to my channel. Alright, we are back in the letter. Apparently, Hannah's about to have some sort of party. And let's see how this goes. The scene outside the parlor is a great organized mess. Aside from our own household help, we hired the service of the temp agency which provides staff for Right Enterprise in the hospitality sector. Even our very skilled staff cannot undertake a party of this size on their own. Waiters, busboys, hostesses, and their staff captains move out in droves, carrying crockery and serveware good for several dozen people and then some. Chefs and bartenders tail after Johans, looking like scared little children as he escorts them through the kitchen and into the wine cellar. To peruse the stocks, to select what can be served at the party and what can be used for cooking.
Snell! We have a lot to do, and I believe we did not hire snails. Snails are for the dishes.
A string quartet readies up to play for the evening, tuning their instruments as they fill the air with idle chatter. Floral decor where thousands fill vases, wreaths, and baskets, while petals are scattered along the driveway up front. An ice sculpture of a reindeer is brought in carefully by a pair. It is followed by a simple cake, just a 5-tier white chiffon one with white chocolate mousse, fresh berries, and a light dusting of edible gold leaf. But despite the fact that I told Marianne how I would tend to all of this, I find myself unable to focus or care for any of it. I still have our discussion running in my mind, and looking at all of this, I only see Luke everywhere. These are all the grand things Luke wanted to have for the party. I had wanted a small, elegant, and simple gathering with only a select few invited, namely the people who I would actually trust to enter my home. I did not want any bloody politicians or paparazzi in here, no matter how used I am to catering them.
At least be here for your party. Damn it, Luke.
The entire thing screamed, Luke Wright. And I can't help but add another question to my growing list of queries. When did I lose myself? It's always about him nowadays, isn't it? What about Hannah Wright? What about Hannah Evans? I used to be my own woman, who made her own name, her own career, and her own decisions. Sure, I was already the social butterfly that I still am today, but it wasn't all empty, shallow gossip and sitting pretty. I was also lauded for my knowledge and talent. Finance manager wasn't just handed to me just because my father owned the company. I had insisted that I start at the bottom so I could work my way to the top and prove myself. And I did. I worked numbers, managed budgets, money and accounts, analyzing the competition and market trends. There was the calculation of financial risk, cost reduction opportunities, auditor liaison, and public relations, supervision of staff, and... well, I generally had a huge slew of responsibilities. Admittedly, I was already quite the attention seeker even back then, having dedicated most of my youth craving for my parents' approval. Failing that, I turned to others, looking for praise from anyone who would give it, however fleeting it all was. And Luke, oh Luke, the way he looked at me, the way he watched me and took a genuine interest. He had me disgustingly obsessed since day one, hasn't he? He saw me for me, Hannah Evans, with both my faults and my achievements. The man didn't treat me like some damsel in distress or some prize to be won. I remember the nights before we were married where we talked about everything and anything. From big things like businesses, society, and philosophy to little things such as what we had for breakfast or whether we like cats or dogs more. We both prefer dogs. Nowadays, I'm just Luke Wright's wife. It's mostly my fault, isn't it? They told me that husbands preferred wives who are docile and subordinate. A woman who will always be there for him, yet would never outshine him in all aspects except beauty. A wife needs to be at home and attend to his needs, to have children, and to take care of them in his absence. They said I have no business working anymore after I was married. I can blame society, but I listened. Before I can fall further in this introspective pit of self-loathing, someone calls for my attention.
The guests have arrived, madam.
And Luke?
Running a bit late, I'm afraid.
Late for his own party. That man, I swear. He's probably looking to make a dramatic entrance, knowing him. Open the doors, then. We mustn't tarry.
Cars line up the driveway, peppering the front of the mansion with vehicles of every kind. Grand tourers, supercars, even the odd high-end muscle car or two, convertibles, grand saloons, and other luxury cars can be seen being parked by valets. A handful of cabs drive off, possibly for those who thought it's too troublesome to bring their own cars. There are at least 2 different media vans as well. They're all here for what may be considered the biggest event of the year for Luxborn. So far. Who knows what we'll plan for the winter holidays?
Welcome, welcome everyone. Please make yourselves at home.
Some of the guests idle, enjoying the warm if not strange sunshine we are experiencing before gloomy skies inevitably return. They greet acquaintances and friends with warm smiles, others less so. From where I stand, I can see the hierarchy of power the ties that bind these individuals here, whether through convenience or necessity. However, there are also a few who are not here to further cement their current place in high society. Such as that young man with his oriental hair, ignorant of the looks he receives from women and men alike.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Or that rose-haired woman talking on her phone while she looks unsure of why she is here exactly. Okay, what is Becca and... Ash, I get it, because he already had some interest, but why is Becca here?
Yes, I'm at the party already, Mom. Yes, I'll say hi to her if I can.
I see Zachary, the photographer, as well. He talks to a few of the other media crew with an air of familiarity.
I was just here a few days ago, yeah. Yeah, and the inside is huge, but the staff are pretty helpful if you get lost.
I had invited Father Norman, too. It's the least I can do after you bless the mansion on my request, aside from my small donation to the church, of course. But the poor man had taken ill and went through a nervous breakdown of some sort the other day. Okay, see, I'm glad I picked the professor because she blessed the house anyway. So, I got the best of both worlds. Thank you very much. Although, it seems neither one have done shit, so... And then there are people like the Chief Inspector. People who I can never be too sure about. People who stand on the border between being suspicious and being trustworthy.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see.
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee. The doctors again.
She told me she'll just be in the gardens. Bet she's lying and that she's somewhere around mingling, gossiping with the other ladies. It's no offense, but that seems to be all you ladies do at these parties.
And aren't you gossiping right now?
Got him.
Yes, well, what about Luke? Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
Why do you say it so wait 24 hours?
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing. Don't tell me, let me guess. He's finally drunken himself to death and not wanting a scandal, you've hidden his body. I was wanting to give this housewarming gift to him personally, too. It's a plate that holds a wine glass so he can stop killing himself with liquid lunches. Looks like it's too late for that.
Nothing like that. Besides, this is a hardly polite conversation.
Yeah, Officer Lee.
Oh, relax, I'm just trying to be cheeky to lighten the mood. It's not like I want Luke dead.
Yeah, okay, sure.
The man doesn't serve dodgy plonk like the others when I visit, and he pays his respects well enough. I could use a glass of wine or three, actually. Rochelle's been in a horrid mood. Threw her stilettos at me the other day and almost took an eye out. Not sure if this is how it usually goes, but I blame the pregnancy.
I wouldn't know, would I?
Still no plans for a baby? I guess that's for the best. If it's this bad now, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be when that little baby bump becomes huge.
So apparently she's not that far along. Have I mentioned how I don't trust him, no matter how hard I try to do so? At least he brought a gift, I suppose.
Why don't you just go inside and have some wine, Lee?
Think I will, thanks.
Greetings such as these carry on as the guests continue to trickle in. Whether we have short conversations or merely shake hands and nod heads, I make sure to attend and welcome each of them. As the first hour passes by, the rest of the stragglers and I adjourn to the ballroom. Not bathroom, that'd be a weird place to adjourn to. Any latecomers will have the attention of the porter instead. I have other duties to attend to now. Hosting parties is always the same old song and dance, no matter how big or small it is. You make sure your guests are well fed, have good company, and have them generally enjoy themselves. So when my opening remarks are done, when the band has started to play and the guests have started eating, I find myself wandering around aimlessly unless I am pulled aside. For a while, I stay with a small group and entertain them before excusing myself. And when they're not anymore watching me, I end up watching them. When they don't listen, I do. A local banker is having trouble with his daughter. He wishes to marry her off, but she wants nothing more but to make music. One of our hotel managers worry about the stolen belongings of one of his patrons, a failing of security which should be brought up to higher authority soon. Our mayor, well, his cat died. Then there's that rose-haired woman once again. It is hard not to notice her with her distinctive locks. She also lacks the grace that the other ladies have, though that doesn't make her any less beautiful. Her stance and the air she exudes instead are strong, and they make her stand out despite her casual attire. Many men have already given her their attention, though each invitation to dance has been turned down. Yeah, because she wants Ash. I approach, intrigued, although it is no great mystery what occupies her own attention with the glance that she keeps sending towards the boy with the oriental hair. She remains unaware, though, even as I stand beside her, pretending that I am there for a drink.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
I think Rose looks very... I mean, not Rose, sorry. She's calling her the rose-haired colored bothered so Becca. I think Becca looks very nice.
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the...
Parvenu.
you. Those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up. Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
The boy comes over, but I do nothing to speak any softer. He merely passes by, and it is a wonder he doesn't hear what I say.
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time. I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other. Is he your boyfriend then? Because that would explain those rejections.
Oh, this is where she's... Yep, she's embarrassed. In all my life, I have never seen a face grow red so fast. And the shade of her hair did not help as well. This is the most pink I've seen on a person, really.
Oh, what? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed. Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
Yeah, sure you have.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact. Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
It's more the latter currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property. I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
I waver as I feel the burning of someone's stares. It is chilling, and though I'm used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Oh, fuck. Could you, like, not be here, please? And stop twitching all the fucking time, you creepy-ass bitch? It is chilling, and though I'm used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Oh, I already fucking said it. Sorry. My attention is pulled away from the girl, and I see a woman staring. Dark-haired and dirty, she looks more like a beggar than a guest, and I've half the mind to call the security at her when her mouth breaks out into a grin. Ugh. All I hear is her laughing, taunting. Her stare makes my blood run cold. She looks at me like I'm nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. It makes my hand shake, and I nearly drop my drink. But then, in a blink, she's gone, and the buzz of the party returns.
I'll keep that in mind, but... Are you alright?
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light. Anyway, on a right, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales.
The name is familiar, like a fond memory. I recall a kind lady, a private tutor who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She'd even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Usually stovies, which I honestly hadn't been too keen about, though I ate them nonetheless because she brought them for me.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
Little Becky.
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
I can tell you love that nickname.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses! And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A.
Oh my god, it goes back that... I know they were childhood friends, but she's had a thing with him since that long.
What was it again? Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew?
The more I list off names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stiffness. Perhaps I have triggered a horrid childhood memory. Surely I hadn't been mean when she visited with her mother. I don't quite remember all of it.
Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The same one. Oh, goodness me, after all these years! I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone with an earshot, you know?
At least she finally admits
Keep
it now.
down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
And a tad bit sad.
This is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
Not necessarily.
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best.
I mean, can I? I'll go to a tower and hope that my future wife will just come to me. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. It gets tiring of having to constantly search for women. I don't know. I'd like that personally. I think that'd be pretty cool.
If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
But yeah, but on a real note, yes, yeah. But Rebecca's right.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it. But what do I know?
There's a grimace, although she starts to relax around my presence. How long has it been since we met as children? Certainly a long time. She was tiny back then, if I recall correctly.
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel? And it's
No.
been what? 20 years?
Has she not dated anybody for 20 years?
17, actually.
Oh.
But no,
Okay.
not yet. He can be a bit dense.
Okay. Ash, yes. But, like... You gotta tell people. Like, I mean... When I notice other people, I'm like, oh yeah, that person likes this. I'm really good at, like, calling, like, that stuff out. But when someone likes me, I'm oblivious. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. That's how that works. And honestly, it's like that with a lot of people. So I would say he's dense because of it. It's just like, I'm not a mind reader, you know? Like, just, you gotta tell people, you know? You can't expect people to just know or, like, take the hint or figure it out. It's like, no. If you want to know, then let them know. Like, use communication, because that's important in a relationship.
I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
Well, that won't do. What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person.
Yeah.
Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I? Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway. There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans.
True.
It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then.
I don't necessarily know that you're giving her advice. You're just stating your opinions, but okay.
I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
I do remember now that she mentions it. Did I give her that yellow summer dress or the pink blouse and petticoat? She must have kept some of what I said in mind. It feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later, talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls, as if it's some gospel every woman should adhere to. It was so easy to say such things then, with me not knowing any better. Though, looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at that time? Enough for her to take it to heart? But all that didn't matter in the moment as I mull over what she's just said in my head. What Becky told me is very different from what Mary Ann told me. There is no time to ponder over that, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. Uh-oh. It was Lukey home? The music of strings and the chatter slows to a grinding halt as the doors from the foyer opens. The last of the latecomers should have arrived moments ago, and anyone else this late would simply be too embarrassed to show their face. So this can be only one person, or rather, one man. There's only one man who is audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents.
Yep.
Enjoying the party?
Sure enough, it's Luke.
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
At least he showed up. I'll give him props there. He at least showed up. Unlike I, who was raised in the spotlight and simply grew used to its presence, he sought it out every chance he could, even when there was no spotlight that shone. And I'll never put it against him when he smiles like that. He did so quite brilliantly under the scrutiny when he channels his showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks, how they listen, enraptured, even if all he's doing is a simple greeting. A little wave of his hands here, a little smile there, and a bit of swagger. I always tell him that if he is not able to be a businessman, he'll do well as an entertainer. I love this side of him, especially when he looks at me and he beckons me over to humbly share his place. Not a single second is wasted as I excuse myself from Becky's side and make my way to Luke's.
Welcome, one and all, to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen. If you would excuse my presumptuousness. So enjoy
I hate
the feast
Luke
that has
so
been
much.
laid out for your senses, as we only allowed the best to be served.
He's just the ultimate douche.
Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone.
I mean, he's being hospitable right now, but still, he's a douche. There's a round of applause, cheers, and even some hoots. Guests approach us left and right to shake Luke's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of this that I do not see her. I do not see her until she is dangerously close with fury in her eyes when she's already spitting venom. What? Oh, fuck. Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. Let's read the journal real quick. Hopefully it doesn't spoil shit. Okay. Well, I already read it, so it does spoil stuff. The Right Mansion officially opened its doors at the Grand House of Murphys. Zachary Steele, Ashton Frey, and Rebecca Gales were seen attending. However, what was supposed to be a day of merriment turned sour when Rochelle Lee, the chief inspector's wife, accused Luke Wright of fathering her unborn baby. Well, that's pretty fucked up. Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. But that does little to deter her rage, and the man has no choice but to let her go, lest an unborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an empty glass of wine in her hand. Oh, come on. How much has she imbibed in?
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you mutter! I ain't talking to you!
She's Scottish.
I'm talking to this scumbag over here! You bloody bastard, standing there with your smarmy smile!
She interrupts me, jabbing her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Even as whispers and murmurs break out among the guests, all I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of alcohol in her breath, I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I'm absolutely pissed by the fact that she'd endanger her own baby by drinking. There's a considerable amount of restraint and grace that I must exercise while I wait for her tantrum to subside. I keep a patient, if tight, smile on my face. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue. You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir. What is even going on?
I'm just about to ask the same thing.
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself. I can't understand a word you're saying.
Where is that husband of yours? Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass! You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Crazy talk. That's all it is. Just completely and utterly mad.
Luke, you fuck.
Has anyone seen the chief inspector?
I am pregnant with your little bastard. You promised me you'll take responsibility. God damn it, Luke. I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me.
What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with? Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman! Security! Johans, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me. I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours. Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby?
She does want a baby. It's Luke that doesn't. Why do you think he's fucking with you?
Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
Yes. You are intoxicated pregnant woman, so clearly you can't take care of a child. It is now that Johans returns with security, along with a concerned-looking Officer Lee. They surround her and move to escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man.
I'm so sorry for her behaviour. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol. Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk? Yes, that's right. There's no way that what Rochelle says is the truth. What she says doesn't match up. I know Luke. If such a scandalous meeting are to be arranged, he won't do it in such an exposed place, especially not near his precious flowers. Okay. And he definitely won't promise responsibility over a child unless it can be helped. So, okay, you're still not denying that he wouldn't, like, get another girl pregnant and, like, cheat on you. That's pretty messed up. Besides, Luke will never... He will never go as far to sleep with another woman, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, fine. Who am I kidding? If I'm being completely honest with myself, he might cheat. With a bit of temptation, a bit of alcohol, he just might. Doesn't that just make my blood boil? To even think of the slightest possibility of infidelity. Lee isn't too far off when he told me how Luke still acted like some young hotshot bachelor. It starts to make me think. I need to work for my happy ending. Perhaps a break is... Okay. Perhaps a break is needed, yes, and I need to work for my happy ending. I agree on both. Now, I want to know what she means by I need to work for my happy ending, because she shouldn't stay with this guy. He's been a complete asshole this whole time. Like, I think working on a relationship, and I think even cheating, like... But he's been such a giant dick, and has shown no sign of remorse, no sign... Hasn't owned up to any of his shit. So I don't know if what she... Because if she's saying, I need to work for my happy ending, is she talking about marriage as her happy ending, or is she talking about herself and her life? Because I don't think she should stay with fucking Luke. I don't. She really shouldn't. Fuck. Yeah, the wording's weird for that. Ugh. I'm gonna do the I need to work for my happy ending. And hopefully that doesn't mean she's gonna stay with the fucking asshole, because I want her to leave him. I want her to leave him so bad. Because he's just a giant dickhead. Becky's words are still fresh in my mind, and I can't help but think that the girl, plucky woman that she is, has a point. If I love Luke, I'll have to fight for him, don't I? No, he has to fight for you. He fucked up. Like, yeah, you should have mutual, you know, respect, and you should both try in a relationship, but you've worked your ass off and he hasn't. I'm not saying you should use that as an argument or hold resentment, because that's what that'll do, is a bit of resentment. But he doesn't deserve... Ugh, oh my god. Triggered. Alright. So far, I've been doing nothing and sitting on behind, hoping it'll fix itself. This whole mess definitely isn't going to fix itself. How dare that woman try to drag our name and our relationship through the mud with her lies? And at my own party? Determination fires me up as I take a step forward in the middle of the fray. All the while, she has been screaming. I signal for security to stop, and I can already feel the glow around my face as I stare into hers. She wilts as soon as she sees me. She starts to grow anxious, and her protests die down. I can see her haughty, angry expression turns to a horrified realization. Rightfully so, she should be scared. What is that thing they say again? Never wake a sleeping dragon. They often think that Luke is the one in charge, that he is the one to be feared and appeased. They think me as only the pretty wife. They forget that I am just as capable, just as worthy of respect.
I invite you, my friend, into my house on a day of merriment, and you insult my name and accuse my husband of infidelity. What have I ever done to make you treat us with such disrespect? You are no longer welcome in any of our estates, our properties, and our businesses, and we will no longer patronize yours. Now, escort the girl and make sure she isn't standing even an inch within our grounds.
She looks devastated. Reasonable, sorry. This does make her into a pariah, doesn't it? I should feel concerned, but I can't find even an inkling of mercy within me. I don't know what her plan was. I don't know what she wanted to make out of this. The money? Luke? It doesn't matter what she wanted.
You won't show your face to me ever again if you know what is good for you, Rochelle. Take her away.
The tension is thick in the air, and the silence that embraces the room is so set that one can practically hear a pin drop. There are worried and almost fearful glances from some of the guests, but they all know this is well within my right. She is the one who started this whole dilemma. It just so happens that I'm the one ending it. As long as everyone hold their tongue and don't interfere, none of the consequences matter to me. Especially when my darling looks at me with a different shine in his eyes. It almost seems as if he's proud of what I've done, and that spurs me on more than anything. Nonetheless, I still act upset because this does not change what just happened. He still has a lot to answer to. Yeah, okay, good. But even if the woman is lying, there's always an inkling of truth in every lie. So when I turn on him to say the shock he displays brings me gratification is an understatement. Of course, there is no reason to make a husband and wife spat into a public spectacle. Some privacy will generate the least number of headaches and complications. Everyone is still far too busy in the ballroom, and most of the staff are still in the kitchen. A sharp glance at anyone who will go through the doors is all it takes to make them retreat. Fuck. At the most private we can get without me dragging Luke all the way to our bedroom is the foyer.
And you. We are going to talk about this, Lucille Mitchell-Wright.
Lucille? Alright.
Not now, but we will talk about this.
Right, I swear that is not my child, no matter what that woman says.
Sure.
Hannah, darling, you believe me, don't you?
I believe that it isn't your child, but you never said that you did not cheat on me with her. We'll have a talk about that tomorrow, among other things.
What for? What other things?
About us, Luke. This isn't right, this doubting each other and not talking. That's why we'll talk. If anyone needs me, I'll be in our room. I'm in no mood to be talking with anyone about anything, especially nosy baggers who have no business with any of it.
Should I be worried? Scared? Because you know threats do not work with me, Hannah.
None of those. You should know I'm not your enemy, Luke.
Luke, you're such a dumbass. Like, you fucked up and here you're like, fuck you, don't tell me all of my life.
I need rest. That's all.
Of course, you must be so tired. You've earned some peace. I'll take over the party from here.
Good night, love.
Good night, Buttercup.
Get that stupid-ass smile off your face, bitch. Sometimes I forget that leaving Luke to handle a party is a horrible idea. This is next day. Alright. In the aftermath of Rochelle's accusations, Hannah banned her former friend from setting foot in any of their properties. She was then seen dragging her husband all the way to the mansion's foyer in order to set things straight with him. Because come morning, the dining hall is a mess with a few of his drunk friends sleeping about. Oh, God, what an idiot. At least a dozen men and women are scattered about, sleeping like they are in alcohol-induced comas. Even Officer Lee is there, sleeping off the effects and still clutching a bottle of 1998 Humilia? No doubt Lucas served some of his stores in absinthe. Judging by the faint, burnt smell, they had set fire to the latter too. New Bohemian. There is only so much I can tolerate, as we have Johans retrieve every single one and get them a cab. And they are everywhere. At the table, on it, and underneath it, and some are even in the kitchen.
Nap time is over, Kinder. Time to go.
And oh dear, does this piss our valet, though he is still a man of silent fury. Although it is a little treat to hear him utter curses in German from the other room. I imagine Luke will be amused as well, if it isn't his guests that are being thrown out. Instead, he's brooding in his seat, rolling a stalk of daffodil in between his fingers.
He's energetic, and you aren't drunk. That, or you are getting better with handling your hangovers without your dog hairs. Should I be looking out the window to see if the sky has turned red and if pigs have started to fly?
I am unfortunately completely sober, Hannah.
Well, that's good. Well, okay, maybe he's been worried. Maybe he'll actually fucking change. I really hope he does.
And how does it feel not being hungover?
Still miserable.
It'll get better.
Or so they say. You wanted to talk about something?
You know,
Could be
for
no dick.
once, I wish you were hungover. Maybe this isn't the best time for this talk.
No, please. I do not like loose ends.
Yeah, come on, Hannah. You need to talk.
And this is a bloody ugly loose end.
Then, first things first, I want you to be honest with me. Just between the two of us. Without others to impress. Without people listening in. Just you and me. Did you or did you not sleep with Rochelle Lee and got her pregnant?
I didn't get her pregnant. But the thought of having a child with her? Can you just imagine
you're
it?
still avoiding the fucking question of did you sleep with her?
Or rather, don't. I can already see it. It'll look like that ruddy pig boy from that Young Wizard book.
Ruddy pig. Oh, like Neville Longbottom?
I don't care about Once Upon a Time.
Not Neville. Fuck. Oh, Dudley. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I mean, obviously people who know Harry Potter know what I'm talking about.
What I'm asking is if you were with her the other night during my party.
It's got a fucking... Or is it like the Dursleys? Is that their last name? And he's Dudley, right? Maybe? Dude, that's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me a shitload. Him not showing up in most of the gatherings I've hosted in the past is nothing new, of course. The one I've had last week is no different. It's merely another thing I've gotten used to between us after things turned sour. But after Rochelle's outburst last night, I won't deny feeling the disappointment. The betrayal. What's done is done, however, though at the very least I still want to hear the truth from him.
She made me meet with her the night of your party. But I swear, I only agreed to go so that I could tell her I wasn't having none of it.
Come on, Luke.
It isn't my baby. I don't even think it's Lee's. Poor bloke. I mean, I probably slept with her once.
Okay. At least you admitted
We
it.
were probably incredibly drunk, but that would have been a long time ago before she was preggo.
Are you sure, Luke? You're not making anything up or leaving anything out?
Of course not. I swear it on my mother's grave.
He swears it, he says, as he hands me the flower with such tenderness. And I believe him.
Well, if that's all you wanted to talk about, you shouldn't have made me worry.
I just cheated on you, no big fucking deal. Okay, I'm a guy that's been cheated on twice. So that triggers me a little bit.
For the sake of my sanity and for the sake of our marriage, I'll pretend that you never said any of that.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you sure you aren't drunk now?
Haven't had a single drop and hating it.
Would you like something to drink? Because I'm not done. I have something else to tell you.
No thanks, maybe I will after this little talk you wanted to have. I already told you, and you already said you believe me that the brat isn't my child. I already spilled that I might have had drunken sex with her once, and you wish to wipe that off your memory. So do we have anything else to talk about? Because have at it, I'm all ears.
You're pretty miffed for someone who just admitted to his wife that he's
Yeah,
cheated.
seriously, dickwad.
And you're stalling. I can tell that incident has you shaken up.
Why are you being such a...
So why don't you just spit it out and get this all over with?
I'm pregnant.
Wait, are you actually?
What? Come again?
You heard me.
You've got to be kidding, right? This must be some kind of joke. Are you taking the piss at me? Because, woman, I don't need a second fake pregnancy.
Instead of answering her, I stay silent and let the matter-of-fact sink into his head. His face heats up for a moment before he goes pale. He raises a hand in the hopes of asking for a drink, but the morning staff are still busy evicting the last of his inebriated companions. And he doesn't even bother to bark out orders, as if he's lost his very voice. Actually, he looks like he's on the verge of hyperventilating.
This is Hannah, darling. I need some air. How long have you been?
3 months. and the twins. Although we don't know yet if they're a boy or a girl or both.
Good God! Twins!
That's right, Luke, take on some fucking responsibility, bitch.
I'm going to be a father to two tiny babies.
Yep.
Breathe, Luke! Breathe!
Goodness, Luke, I'm the one who's pregnant here, not you.
No, don't touch me! Stay away!
Uh-oh. Fuck. A scream cuts off my amusement, and without thinking, Luke and I rush to the foyer. Oh, fuck. This shit looks like fucking serious. There stands a crazed-looking chief inspector, trashing about as he tries to make it up the stairs while Johannes holds him back.
What is going on here?
Und tschüss. All the Schweinehunde must leave, including you, Chef Inspector. This one is very problematic and will not leave.
I don't like this music.
No, you can't make me leave. I need to stay here for her. I need to help her.
Oh, Rochelle? She's probably already at home, dearie. Or she might have already gone and skipped town. Who knows?
Oh, for the love of... There's no point talking logic in him. Lee, go home. You're drunk.
Can't you hear her crying?
Oh, fuck.
She was crying, just weeping and in so much pain last night. I couldn't help her. Drunk, sobbing bastard that I am. But my help, she needs my help. Tell your fucking stupid lapdog to let go of me, Luke! Or I'm gonna knock him down and I'm gonna knock the two of you down too!
Language! I've already dealt with your wife, so don't make me deal with you, Lee. Or I swear I'll...
Hannah, enough. Don't stress yourself over him. It'll be bad for the twins.
Yeah, Hannah, get out of here. Get out of here. He's fucking crazy. I don't want you to die, and I don't want those fucking babies to
Are
die.
you sure?
Why wouldn't I be? Now, go ahead and do something less stressful.
No! Get out! Fuck. Okay. Hannah confronted Luke regarding last night's drama. He confessed he slept with Rochelle, but insisted that he's not the father of her child. Accepting his apology, Hannah then informed that she's 3 months pregnant. Their talk was interrupted when a crazed Officer Lee refused to leave the mansion, screaming about helping a crying woman. Oh, go ahead and do nothing. There isn't much to do, it seems, whenever I step up to the plate and try to take responsibility for something. Perhaps because everything is already being handled by someone hired specifically for that job? And with Johannes overseeing the staff and Luke handling everything else as a whole, that doesn't leave much for me. I can't even take the job of delegation because all it takes is a word to one of the senior staff and everything will be taken care of for me. Get the fuck out of that kitchen, please. Get out of the kitchen. Hannah, please. I don't want you to die. I don't want the twins to die. Moving in here a few days ago may have very well been the chore that took most effort from me. And that didn't take any real effort at all.
Yes, Hannah, go buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere. Good idea. Great plan.
There are no dishes to be set aside and busy myself with. Any mess left behind is now nearly non-existent. To sit on a counter while eating cake is supposed to be my next plan. Alas, there isn't even one to finish off, and I don't really know what brought me to the kitchens in the first place. It's not like I'm craving anything, nor do I have any unfinished business left here. But there's a calling to this room. Please leave. Speaking of calling, why not do just that? Might as well, since I have nothing else to do. At least that will require some effort on my part. With how cut off from the rest of Luxburn the mansion is, and with how long it was abandoned before we moved in, having a landline is out of the question. The solution's supposed to be our mobiles, though it isn't much considering how spotty the signal is in the area. It'll take a bit of maneuvering to get even a single bar as it is. It takes a bit, as I said it would. I have to park my rear in one of those cold drawers, but that suits me just fine. Another matter that needs my effort is who to call. She must be not renamed is certainly off the list. That doesn't leave much in the category of close friends who attended the party, along with the category of who else is awake at this early hour. You gonna call Becky? But soon enough, I manage and the call goes through.
Hello, Rebecca.
Oh my god, I called it! Okay, cool.
Who's this?
Good morning, Becky.
Hannah? Oh, wait, how did you get my number?
You responded to your RSVP through the phone. It's all saved in here, of course. I thought I'd like to say hi and make plans and get together sometime. Also, I'd love to hear news about your mother and father and about you, my dear. Oh, I hope I didn't wake you up.
Oh, you're good. It's sports day at school today, so I was just prepping for that.
Figures that you'd be a teacher as well. I'm sure your students must absolutely adore you.
Don't know about that.
Mathematics?
History, actually. Anyway, it's real nice to know you've got my number. I was going to ask for yours because Mom wanted to keep in touch.
You could have asked, silly girl. I would have gladly given it to you.
Couldn't, though, because, well, the thing that happened. But really am sorry, though. I gotta run. School, schedule, stuff. Is there anything else you want to say? Don't want to use the mobile while driving?
Oh, of course, of course. I shouldn't keep you. But I wanted to thank you for your company yesterday.
Not a problem.
And for that other thing as well.
What for now?
For what you said to me. With what had happened. It's been very helpful in...
Get out of that kitchen. Get out of that fucking kitchen. The call starts to go static, much to my frustration. A strange clicking noise drowns out most of her words, too. I doubt she can understand what I'm saying. And the line completely dies. I can feel a headache coming along. It's just building up, starting from a light throbbing on one side of my head. I don't know... I don't want her to die. The static is gone, and that helps a lot. But there is still that incessant, horrible clicking. Again, and again, and again. Which doesn't make any sense. The mobile's turned off, isn't it? And if it isn't coming from the phone, then where? Looking about, I can't help but let my eyes be drawn to the hatch leading into the wine cellar once more. Fuck, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. That's when the clicking stops, and I could hear that crying, that familiar crying from before. What happened the other day when I was told that nobody should have been down there? I tried to forget it because of how it unsettled me so. One can hardly do that when I'm looking at the very thing I'm trying to forget. Somebody is crying down there again. But if I leave it alone, it simply won't stop bothering me for the rest of the day. They might have forgotten to lock it with the party going on.
This again? If somebody is pulling my leg, I will not be happy.
Fuck, Hannah. Hannah called Rebecca Gales, hoping to catch up with an old friend. The talk got interrupted by a horrible clicking and the cry of a woman from the wine cellar. But if she dies, I'm gonna be pissed. Fuck. True enough, all of it takes is a bit of a pull to open the hatch. As I look down to the cellar, a sense of uneasiness washes over me. It isn't just the sudden onset of vertigo and nausea, but also the darkness. Get away! It's suffocating, and as I look down, it feels as if it's looking back at me. I worry that something will suddenly pull me into the deep. The cries drown beneath the shrieks that start echoing in my head, high and shrill like nails being dragged across a chalkboard. They're all screaming, shouting at me, and I can just feel her rage. Help me! She wants to drown me, drag me down, and crush me in the very depths of darkness until there's nothing left of me. The deep abyss awaits for me. Get out! For my death. They're all calling for it. This is a nightmare. There's a rope around my neck, and I can feel the rest of me being torn apart. No! And they're still screaming. I'm screaming, though it is not my voice that escapes my lips. It claws through, climbing up and forcing its way at my throat like putrid bile. I choke and gag, yet I scream and shriek all at the same time. No, Hannah! And I'm me, but not me. Press tab! T. S. See? It pushes me down to my knees before I'm prone and vulnerable on my stomach. It makes me tumble. I can just feel my whole body seething right on the floor. Oh my god, I need another fucking drink. Oh my god. Everything and nothing hurts. It feels like I'm on the verge of death. And if I'm not dying, I nearly wish I am.
Hana? Hana, what is going
Yes,
on?
oh my god, thank you.
Why are you?
Prince.
Seeing Luke, something snaps back, and I'm able to take a gasp of air on my own volition for the first time in what feels like centuries. I would have rejoiced and cried for his name if the pain still did not rack my body. Instead, all I can do is stare listlessly as he comes to my side and lifts me up, cradling me in his arms. He tries to get me to my feet, perhaps to take me out of here, but all he's able to do is get me to sit, make sure I'm not trashing on the floor. I think it means thrashing. I can still feel my muscle spasm, limbs jerking like a puppet's on a string. Luke holds me tight and keeps me still so that I do not hurt myself anymore. Whatever it is that happened, it has my mind feeling frayed and battered. Eventually, the pain dies down into a dull ache and my own tongue stops feeling like cotton. It's only now that I can feel the wetness on my cheeks, tears streaking down my face. A coughing racks my body now that I don't feel like choking. And it just all feels so horrible. But I don't care. I don't care.
Please.
What happened here? Who did this to you?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Shh, it's alright. You're safe now, Hana. You're safe now.
Oh, okay, well, we're definitely gonna end it here because I definitely went over 45 minutes. But we're on Zach now. Well, let's read this real quick and then we'll... Oh, profiles, okay. We'll do that next episode. We'll do that next episode. I'll forget. So... 6 foot for the American agnostic, diploma in digital film, likes pie film, right? Blah. Before his parents' death, he lived in New Jersey, where his family owned a bakery and diner. He and his older sister were orphaned due to a hate crime. Oh my god, that's fucked up. And they were forced to move to England, where their grandparents lived. He had loved cooking and helping out with their old diner, but grew lazy and disinterested after the incident. It did not help that he was one of the few blacks in a predominantly white community at the time. His passion for the visual arts was sparked when he found old Polaroids and home movies of his parents. Freelancing helped pay his rent, but the man had long set his sights on the indie film scene. It was during the creation of his first documentary that a robbery occurred, and Ashton was there to investigate. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time led to Zachary being placed as a suspect, but the rookie detective helped him clear his name. Aww, that's how they became friends. That's awesome. Anyway. Fuck, that was an emotional roller coaster. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, and I will do the best I can to make it right. I'm Llama Joe, and I'll catch you guys later!